Welcome to the Awaken on Purpose podcast, where each week you'll receive insight, inspiration, and advice for aligning your mind, body, and spirit to achieve a fulfilled life and live your purpose with me, your host, Jennifer Spor. You'll also hear from other leaders who share their inspirational stories and wisdom in living fulfilled, on purpose, and making an impact. If you're a mission-driven leader and you're passionate about learning and integrating all the things that empower you to live and lead a fulfilled, purpose-led life, this is the show for you. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jennifer Spor, and I am a channeling guide for other spiritual leaders who are feeling called to step into their next level of expansion in regard to their growth journey and in their business, and in the fulfillment of the purpose and the mission that they're here for in this life. And it is a joy to be here with you. So today, I am speaking with you about the art of surrender and how to embrace surrender to achieve the transformation you desire, to achieve the results that you desire on your journey in your business and really in any facet of your life. It was really on my heart to talk about this today because many of us have an inverted belief essentially around what surrender means. Many of us grow up to be taught that surrender means actually giving your power away. It means defeat. And so it's no wonder that so many of us, and I've been in this place too, are challenged in surrendering to the growth, to the expansion that wants to come through for us in regard to living our purpose and fulfilling our mission here. And the reason why, as humans, we struggle so much with this is because we have not just the beliefs, that we were taught, not just the societal and transgenerational conditioning, but also that we have preconceived notions around what outcome we want to have happen. And it's absolutely important to have a clear vision on your journey, okay, in your business and life, but leave the how up to God, right? Because oftentimes, whatever it is that we desire ends up coming to us in ways that we could have not possibly dreamt about, in greater ways than we could have dreamt about. And I'm sure that many of you that are watching right now have a lot of stories about blessings in disguise and how things unfolded for you in ways that you couldn't have possibly imagined. So when it comes to embracing surrender in the context of growth and expansion on your journey, it's important to first, be mindful, be aware, be, a sharp observer of the actions that you're taking, the thoughts that you're experiencing, the emotions you're experiencing, and check in with yourself, daily or as often as you feel that you need to, and ask yourself, are my thoughts, actions, beliefs, emotions aligned, with who you're aspiring to be, with what you're aspiring to accomplish. And the next piece that you want to keep in mind is having a willingness to take actions. So much of the time, there are just so many of us, again, we're attached to a specific outcome. And often that outcome involves us staying in our comfort zone, right? And when your soul is actually guiding you toward expansion. As a human, it's normal to feel a little bit of fear around that because you're traveling an unknown path. But knowing, right, that traveling a new path, expanding into the next level of you that wants to come forward to be expressed, uh, that requires courage. And courage isn't the absence of fear. Um, every leader, every well-known leader in the world, right, is not exempt from experiencing a certain level of fear on their path. The difference is that people who achieve the success that they desire, they they choose to move through that, right? That's really what I think of fearless as being, not being without fear, but having the willingness to move through it, having the willingness to trust your inner guidance that will guide you in new directions, and then trusting, that in following that guidance, you're going to achieve the result that you desire. And the next piece of information that I want to share in regard to really fully embracing surrender is detachment. It's detachment and it's acceptance. Before I continue, I just want to invite anyone else who's watching right now, please feel free to drop in a comment and say hello. So, this is really detachment and acceptance. This is really one of the biggest pieces that people tend to find challenging on their journey when it comes to embracing surrender, because, as I mentioned earlier, um, by default, we are all a reflection of our beliefs and our experiences in this life up to this point, and as such, we already are in a place where we have limited perceptions around what we believe is possible. And so, having the willingness to detach from your expectation around outcomes, from trying to control outcomes, and then detaching from your desires emotionally. This doesn't mean that you have to stop caring and give up on what you want, right? That goes back to that belief that so many of us are taught around what it means to surrender. It's more about compassionate detachment. You obviously care very much for what it is that is the highest vision of your life and your business and your life, but it's you know detaching from that emotionally will allow you energetically to open up in your mind, body, and spirit to expand and to allow in what wants to come in. When we seek to try to control, or we remain attached to a specific outcome, it actually causes us, not just physically, but energetically, to constrict. And that constriction causes resistance. And what does resistance do? Resistance actually repels what it is that you're trying to allow in. So, this is really what it means to embrace surrender in the context of your spiritual and growth journey. And for those who are watching, I actually want to provide you right now a quick energetic clearing and activation to clear any energies or any beliefs that you may be knowingly or unknowingly holding on to in regard to surrender as a form of giving away your power. So before I do this, I just want you, whoever is watching, to set the intention to be open to receive, to be open to allow this energy to clear. Okay. So just feeling grounded and supported in where you're sitting, making sure that you're present right now without any distractions. Everywhere where you're consciously and unconsciously holding on to any beliefs around surrender being defined as you giving away your power, as you feeling defeated. We're now clearing that throughout all past, present, and future lives, throughout all space, time, dimensions, throughout all levels of consciousness and beyond. Breathing in loving grace. And just exhaling, letting go of what no longer serves. And as you're doing that, imagining that those energies, that old societal and transgenerational programming is leaving your energetic field. Really allowing yourself to fully receive that. And you're now being realigned to the divine truth of embodied surrender in alignment with your highest purpose and the mission that you're meant here to fulfill. Really receiving that divine truth, really feeling yourself being realigned physically, energetically to that truth. I have so loved having this time with everyone today, and I wish you well on your path, and I hope you all have a beautiful day.
Thank you for listening to the Awaken on Purpose podcast. Please visit me and subscribe to the podcast on iTunes or at awakenonpurpose.com so you never miss an episode. To learn more about how you can achieve a fulfilled life, live your purpose, and make an impact as a mission-driven leader, visit me at jenniferspor.com